you chase unrealistic returns, shit coins, or the staking, or all the stuff going on where you look at it and you're like, oh my God, I can make 50 or 100% just doing this. It's like, and someone tells you that there's no risk behind it, it's guaranteed. They're lying to you. The crypto space is unregulated for the most part, and it will remain unregulated for a very short period of time. And while it's unregulated, what that means is there's going to be a lot of tricksters and scammers in that space that will be there happily to take all of your money because you are seeking unrealistic returns. You've got to. Illusion. It's like, everybody, has the wool pulled over their eyes and they don't even know what they're doing. Or maybe they're wearing rosy colored glasses because, folks, listen, here's the stats. The stock market keeps every single day making new highs. The NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, crypto at all-time highs. And a lot of you are going to say, yeah, but crypto is going to go higher. But we'll get into that one and we'll argue that one. But here's the facts of the matter. Look at the 10-year treasury bond, folks. And most of you don't even look at this, but it's an important measure. 1.6%, give or take a basis point here or there. Okay, so if somebody wants to park their money, okay, and they don't want to take risk on their money, let's talk about money markets. Let's talk about savings accounts, right? Money that you can't put into risky assets. You're going to make, at best, 1.6% on that safe money. Now, unless you work with us and you're doing private banking, but we're talking about the average folks out there that haven't learned what the wealthy do. So I'm discounting all the 5%ers, or maybe it's the 1%ers that actually know what the hell they're doing. The rest of them, you're doomed, because at 1.6%, you are losing money because inflation. And this is not even the real inflationary numbers. Me and Steven talk about this, and we're going to talk about this a lot today. But inflation is about 5.1%. So what is inflation? Let's dissect inflation, Steven. Inflation is a hidden tax. A lot of people think, oh, it's just my goods and services went up in price. Well, indeed, that is what you have been trained to think. That's not what inflation is. Inflation is the buying power of your money going down in value. So let's just look at that real quick. All right. I want to pull something up on my screen here, and I want to show you the impact of inflation and what that has done to your money. Let just everybody focus on the screen if you can't see it. In 1913, the purchasing power of $100 was $100. That's what it was worth. It was worth $100. Okay. But then let's fast forward down to 2019. I'm not even at 2021. 2019, that same $100, the purchasing power of that is $3.87. Welcome to inflation, the biggest hoax, the biggest scam you've ever seen. And that scam is called a hidden tax. Your dollar that you earn loses value every single day at a rate right now of 5.1%. And that's a bullshit number. Steven, what is the real inflation number when you actually put the rising price of fuel and the rising price of food, which the two are interconnected? What is the real inflationary number? Is it 7?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely double digits. I mean, if the 5.4 number comes when you take out energy costs. So, we have winter coming, especially up north. Natural gas is spiking right now, petroleum spiking, gas prices, all energy is just way up right now. Food, I mean, everybody sees that at the grocery store. I can't get out of the grocery store without spending $300 anymore. And that's not even including alcohol. So that's a problem, right? And then, that's also excluding housing, which, we're going to talk about Zillow and what's going on there. But how many of you have looked at the house market lately or bought and sold a house? I mean, it's at all-time high. So you take out, and what are the three most important things when it comes to human existence? Shelter, housing, food, you have to be able to eat, right? And energy, you have to be able to warm yourself and keep yourself from freezing to death. So you take out the three essentials to live, and we're still at 5.4% inflation. So it's just unbelievable. But Chris, I hear that wages are rising pretty strong right now in the country.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wages. Everybody's making more money, right? Because nobody can hire people. I'm trying to hire a videographer right now. That's a fun position. You show up, you create fun videos, you edit fun videos, you get to be creative. I can't get a damn person to show up for an interview. I've had a whole bunch of people respond to the post that I put up there. No one even shows up. One asshole says, oh yeah, I'm interested. Can we meet in person? I'm like, oh wow, this guy wants to meet in person. Sure, man, come on by the office. And then I had to ask him 3 times, what day are you coming? And then I finally told him, well, Thursday at 11 o'clock, show up. He texts me Thursday morning and says, something came up, I can't make it. I said, fuck you, don't even show up, you piece of shit. Anyway, that's the labor force out there today. You can't find any good help, and you can't even overpay people, so labor prices are going up. The good news is for everybody, they're making more money, and they feel good about that. They feel so good. Look at Steven's screen right there. U.S. wages are soaring, but high inflation is not leaving workers much better off. My wife sent me over this report that showed, after inflation, someone making $100,000, like how much money they had left in different parts of the country. If you live in San Francisco and you make $100,000 a year, you can't even live. You can't even rent an apartment, a shitty one with cockroaches, and make it through the day, because that's not enough money. And that's the case for a lot of places throughout the country, just like what you posted, Steven. So everybody's making more money. Maybe before you made 15 an hour, maybe now you're making 20. You're like, oh my God, I have all this discretionary income. No, you don't. Go to the grocery store. How much is your grocery bill? Go to the pump, right? My truck, which is a gas guzzling pig, it gets about 8 miles to the gallon. It used to cost me $60 to fill it up. I filled up yesterday and it cost me $97. What does that mean for the average person, right? I can afford it and I know how to move money and absorb and beat inflation, but the average person doesn't. They're just taking it on the chin. They're taking it on the chin because this administration took us off of oil. They're trying to make everything go electric. And I hope somebody wants to argue about this one, because I'm ready. Like, you think that electric cars are going to solve the world problems of pollution? You know how much pollution it creates to create those batteries and mine the materials to create the batteries? Have you even researched it? You haven't, because you're just buying into what the news is telling you, because you're sheeple. You're sheeple, and you're going to be eaten by the lions. And who are the lions? That's right. Look around. They're there, but they're not hungry yet. They're waiting. Lions are patient sons of bitches, and they wait in the weeds. And then when it's time to strike, they eat and eat and eat. And the sheeple will be no more. You should watch my little children's story that I did about the lion family. It was a good one. Did you like that, Steven?
Yeah, that's a good one.
But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So yes, gas was way higher in 2008, but that was because there's a very similar thing to what's going to happen right now. But you really need to look around and understand that what is happening is an impact of inflation, which is a hidden tax stealing your wealth. And if you're making more money, you're giving it all right back. It's an illusion, folks. It's an illusion. It's a distortion. That's all this is. Remember the numbers. 1.6%. That's what your safe money can earn. 5.1, actually it's more 5.4, but let's call it 5.1% inflation. You're losing 3.5% every single year on the buying power of your money. You can't even earn your way out of it. So what does that do, Stephen? What are people forced to do today to beat this inflationary pressure?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want your money to lose money, most people are forced to go out there and invest in riskier things, because anytime, that's how investing works. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. The less the risk, the less reward. Unfortunately, low risk investments that have historically been a safe place to store your wealth are, a quarter, maybe 10% of what inflation is doing right now. So when you have your money sitting down here growing at 1% and inflation is 5, 10, 12, 14%, that spread is what you're losing. So your dollar is losing that amount every year. So to keep up with this inflation, you're forced to find riskier investments to try and attempt to get those riskier returns. And what are we seeing happen in the real world of this occurring right now? Well, we're seeing stock market breaking records every single day. We see cryptos breaking records every single day. We see the housing market continue to skyrocket because people are being forced to put their money somewhere just to try and keep up with inflation so they're not actively losing wealth. It's pretty simple.
It is. So we're being forced to take on more risk. And I got a bunch of people on TikTok, and I love this. Coco Presario came in. He had some great comments here. First thing he said is buy crypto. Now, that is an obvious thing. So let's define crypto, because the crypto space keeps expanding. Now you got NFTs, you got shit coins, and let's just talk about just the two big guys, which I think are the two that will make it through one way or the other. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, we'll just focus on those. There's some other good ones, but I don't want to get too confusing. So a lot of people would say buy crypto, and I got Mike LaRock saying buy crypto. I got Coco saying buy crypto. I got some other people saying decentralized. Coco's way above most because he said get trust. Does somebody know, or somebody's been listening to us, huh? He's like, use that trust thing that is going on. He's probably correct. Then he says, be your own bank. I'm liking this Coco guy. But yes, we're forced to take on more risk. Now, although Bitcoin and crypto might be a good solution right now to kind of pace this, because you can make a lot of money, and a lot of people are. My best friend's making a lot of money, but my best friend is just like everybody else. And I don't think this is Coco, but this is so many people. So listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. How many of you that are buying, and let's just focus on Bitcoin, and everything else is trending with Bitcoin in the crypto space. When do you want to buy crypto or Bitcoin? You want to buy it now, right? When it's going up. You want to buy it when it's at 63 or wherever it was this morning. I think it was close to 63. Because just a few weeks ago, crypto got down. It sold off heavily. Okay, it sold off and it went down to about 41,000 and change. And I remember we were doing this, what the F happened, and not a lot of people were really listening because it's scary when things are going down. Nobody wants to buy, but who is buying? Steven bought, I bought, Drew bought. A bunch of us were buying the Bitcoin and Ethereum when it got down to 41,000. And then it bounced off of that level because that's a strong floor, and it ran back up. Now, normally I would buy at 40 and sell at 50, but it cruised through the ceiling at 50. And it got up to around 54, hit some resistance, played around. I didn't sell my position. And then it went up to 63 or 64, and then it pulled back. I sold right there. I got out at 62,000 on Bitcoin. Now, how many of you think that's a good day in the office, right? For barely paying any attention to it, to really just following some simple freaking rules, buying it at 41, selling it at 62. That's a nice little profit, right?
Like 30%.
Everybody would be happy about that. Steven, would you be psyched to make that?
Yes, and I missed that last little uptrend. I started messing with some of these so-called meme coins or shit coins, which I could talk about in a second. I've been having a lot of fun with those. But
all right, I want to talk about that because that's where we're going now.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin. I mean, that's a good day in the office. And you know what people told me when I told them I sold? Why didn't you hold it? It's going to go higher. Right there sums up the mentality of everybody out there in this FOMO reality, fear of missing out. Everybody wants to buy stuff when it's going up. So like my best friend, I owe him some money because he lent me some money for my house remodel, and I just needed some extra cash. And I figured, hey, you got this lazy money sitting there. Let's move it. I'll pay you 5%. So he did. But now he wants that money back, and I'm glad to give it back to him. I have it, because what he's going to do is he's going to plow it all into crypto, Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad play, but he should have been buying crypto when it was 41. Now it's at 63, and now he wants to pile money in. And that's what most people are doing. When it's going up, that's when people start getting the FOMO. Oh my God, I'm missing out. I didn't buy it at 41. I didn't buy it at 50. I got to buy it at 63. Folks, Warren Buffett sums it up best. When others are greedy, be fearful. And when others are fearful, be greedy. Crypto might go higher, and more than likely will. But before the end of the year, Harry Dent Jr., one of the world's leading economists, says it probably will run to 80 by year end. Great. But how many of you will buy it when it hits 80 because it feels good to buy something when it's high? It's the opposite of what you should do. You should be buying low, selling high, and not losing money. But the average sheeple buys high. And listen, I'm going to lump my best friend in there. He's a sheeple. I don't mean that. I love the guy. He's my best friend, has been since I've been a kid. Listen, some people call me America's #1 money mentor. I study the shit out of this stuff, but none of my family, none of my friends listen to anything I say. And good. I don't want to help them. Actually, I do, but they don't want to listen. Okay, so he wants to buy when it's high, just like all the other people out there. They want to buy when it's high. What gives? Why would you want to buy something when it's high and then get scared when it goes low and more than likely sell it? Now, my best friend won't sell when it goes low because he's in for the long haul. But most people get scared when it goes from 60 to 40 and they sell. It's the opposite. That's how you lose money. How you make money is you buy low and sell high, not the opposite. But it's hard. It doesn't feel good to buy when something's going down. Like I talk about U.S. Treasury bonds. They've been going down, 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 down as interest rates go up, 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 up. People don't want to buy something when it's going down because they're like, oh, well, it's going to go lower. Of course it's going to go lower, you idiot. That's the point. Buy it when it's going down. Don't buy it when it's going up. The average person will wait till it starts going up and they're like, ooh, let's buy it now. Let's buy high. And let's just keep buying higher. Fucking idiots, man. Anyway, I'm done with that. But that's what people are doing to fight inflation.
Bitcoin is an interesting one, though. I mean, there's a lot. It's being adopted right now in the stock market, and it's being uploaded into some of these ETFs, and that's going to go into retirement accounts and pension accounts, and so it is coming along. And then you see, you guys can pull this up on Twitter. I don't necessarily need to play this 60-second video here, but the new mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who was just elected over yesterday to be the mayor of New York City, is now, you can see on the screen, he's pledged to make New York City the world center hub for Bitcoin and technology. And that's one of his main, that was one of his main campaign promises and what he said in his acceptance interview last night. So go and check this out on Twitter. It's about a 60-second video, but it's pretty powerful for that world. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but it's like everything else, where it is an overinflated bubble that most everybody agrees at some point will come down or have a major pullback. Even Bitcoin, very, very bullish people that are long term that think Bitcoin's going to go to, 250 and above, believe that there's going to be a pullback. So like Chris is saying, be very careful if you're buying in now just because of the FOMO and because it feels good to get into something that is going up. Be careful.
Dude, on TikTok, we got Coco Presario coming in. This dude's smart, man. We got to get him on the show next time because like some of the things he's saying are far above anything I've heard anyone say on this show.
Coco, email me.
Yeah, Coco Presario, like you got to hit us up with an email. Email Snaggy, SNAGY at chrisnaugle.com. You are not the norm. You are like the 1% with the way you're responding to these because these are not normal things he's saying. Like this guy's been doing some homework and then studying, or he's on the inside and knows what we know that the other person, people out there that don't have access. I'm just trying to share what I know with everybody. And it's just incredible. Like Dubai just started their own crypto time their own crypto time to get in while it's low. Listen, I'm all in on crypto when it comes to that. That's going to probably be the future, but anyone that thinks that Bitcoin is going to be adopted by the U.S. government as the currency or as the money that we use for exchange is completely wrong. The U.S. government, just like China, will develop their own digital currency that they are in control of. They are not in control of Bitcoin. Now that will, when that day comes, that will definitely hurt Bitcoin's price. It'll create a buying opportunity for me, Coco, and Steven. For other people, it will basically be a scary time, but Bitcoin doesn't go away. When the US government, basically made gold ownership kind of illegal and they bought it all back, did that make gold go to zero? No, gold went up in value, just like Bitcoin will. Bitcoin doesn't go away because the US government, comes up with their own digital. It just becomes a secondary, okay? We are going to have to go to a digital currency. It's coming. Everybody knows this. Everybody sees this, blockchain and these different things. That's going to be the future. Embrace it. Understand that will be the next realm. The paper dollars that we use today are going to mean absolutely nothing. They're not going to be worth what they are. But that day isn't here today, so we should only focus on the now. I just crumpled up a $100 bill. That was stupid. But the other thing you got to understand is that today, whether Bitcoin is expensive or cheap, that's unknown, but we have to trade with rules. I like buying the levels. I still think 63 is at the higher end of the spectrum for right now. But if you're in it for the long haul, maybe it's a bargain for you. Everybody has their own set of rules and their own risk tolerances. But now I'd like to move this, Stephen, over to shitcoins. You have some experience. Now, I have stayed very far away from shitcoins. Dogecoin, Shibu, Ibu, or whatever that thing is. Like, I know a lot of people are making money here, but for me, it's all about risk versus reward. The risk outweighs the reward right now. And some people are like, you're crazy. There's no way. Listen, losing all your money is not worth any return for me. And it's one of the laws of wealth. When you chase unrealistic returns, your wealth will be taken from you. It is a law of wealth. My book will be coming out called Laws of Wealth, and it is one of the laws that have been around since before Christ. Read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a solid law. If you chase unrealistic returns, shitcoins, or the staking, or all the stuff going on where you look at it and you're like, oh my God, I can make 50 or 100% just doing this. It's like, and someone tells you that there's no risk behind it. It's guaranteed. They're lying to you. The crypto space is unregulated for the most part, and it will remain unregulated for a very short period of time. And while it's unregulated, what that means is there's going to be a lot of tricksters and scammers in that space that will be there happily to take all of your money because you are seeking unrealistic returns. You gotta live by the laws of wealth. And I do, which means I am all about making money steadily, consistently, and persistently, but I'm also very risk averse. I don't take risks. I take very calculated, collateralized, securitized risks with my money. Now, all of you that are in the crypto space doing shitcoin, I will be honest, you are making way more money than I am right now. Good for you. But the name of the game, the tortoise and the hare, is who wins the race when it's over. I will. You will not. You will lose because you are the hare trying to run this race, trying to get rich quick. It fails 100% of the time. Oh, but I could get lucky. Luck doesn't exist. Luck follows opportunity. Stephen, talk about shitcoins. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many. There's thousands of them out there, thousands and thousands. And it's like anything. I mean, I feel like you need to either be all in where you're just going to buy it and pray and just, put a little bit of money in that, could go way up. And if you lose it, who cares? Or what I've been doing is listening to some of my buddies that really follow this stuff. And they'll say, hey, this coin has a reason it's going to take off in the next few days. So I'll throw a little bit of money at it just for fun. And then when it doubles up, I sell. And I've done that now a few times, even though it keeps running. Like I actually missed another 80% more profit I could have had, but my strategy was buy, double up, sell, and then I don't care what happens after that. So I gave up some gains, but I was able to double up a couple times. So I'm still trying to follow a strategy. I did buy some Shiba though, just for fun, that I just threw in there just to let sit until long, just playing along with Dr. Duckby and some of those guys that are having some fun with it. But it's all fun if you're treating this as a way to actually create and plan wealth in retirement. It's a strategy. Good luck. I mean, it's crazy. And I just want to show one. Let me share one thing real fast, Chris. This is a live look at a shitcoin that a bunch of people were really hyped about, and then the creators of it shut it down just like that. So you're going to watch about a 2 billion market cap go to zero in less than a second. And this just happened during a live stream this week. So let me share this real fast and we can get away from all this crazy crypto. But let us know what kinds of
Stephen,
coins
you're going to stream this on YouTube and Facebook, but we got TikTok and Instagram here. How can they find this video?
Let me pull it up and I'll tell you exactly where it's coming from here. So
we're not going to leave you guys out over here. And, I tried buying the Shibu, and I couldn't. In New York, we can't buy it. I went into Coinbase. It was in there and I wasn't allowed to buy it. It's if anyone knows how to buy that in New York,
Shibu's in Coinbase now.
It is?
Shibu is in Coinbase now.
I don't know what in New York, though. I don't think we can buy it. I'm serious. I tried doing it, man. Because I would have bought it.
Like, real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to hit play here. It's just a 30-second video.
All right, so everybody on TikTok and Instagram, just listen.
$2.168 trillion.
Live stream.
And now the market. Oh! We went to zero!
This was a new token created off the hype of the Squid Games TV show and was a complete rug pull where everyone who bought it lost their money.
Oh my goodness. His
pretty wild.
His reaction was awesome. Yeah. And listen, folks, if you all think that that's a consolidated thing, that is going to happen more and more and more with all these shit coins. Some people were talking about squid. Yeah. How many of you, honestly, somebody asked over here on TikTok, how many of you actually will admit that you got burned with squid? How many? See, here's the problem. Nobody will talk about their bad investments. Everybody wants to just talk about their gains because it's the FOMO thing. Oh, I made this much money on this. You didn't make shit until you sell it and actually convert it to cash. Some of these shit coins, here's the funny thing, Stephen, and this isn't what you're doing, but a lot of these shit coins, people are not even understanding that in order to get your gains out of these things, you have to convert it to actual cash. And a lot of these shit coins you have to buy with other shit coins, or you have to buy it with Bitcoin and then convert it or stake it so that you can get your money out. And I might be speaking out of line, and how all this thing works. And many of you are much better than I am with crypto. I'm not trying to be a crypto expert. I love talking about it. I am fascinated. I am a student in the crypto space, sitting back with my hands put in front of me, bringing an apple to whatever teacher will teach me. And I just want to learn. But I don't want to take action on anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe Shibu, but I'm still on the fence with that because I can't figure out how to buy that damn thing. But I mean, nobody wants to talk about their losses. I bet you that video you just played, nobody ever talks about the losses. They only talk about the money that they're making, but they haven't made the money until they convert the money to cash. You tell me when you actually have the cash in your bank where it's tangible, where you can actually exchange it for the goods and services like fuel and food and ammunition, which we all might need, when you can actually use that money to exchange, because that's what money is, a means of exchange, then come brag to me that you made a bunch of money. When you make a bunch of money inside of your wallet or wherever you're trading all these shit coins, that doesn't mean shit until it's actually turned into something that you can exchange in the country you live in. True or true? Am I wrong or am I right with that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So let's see. We got a couple things. I want to come over here. Instagram had, right there. One of my friends, actually, we've got a place in Mexico, and he owns a place there. His whole family does. So we have some time at the cantina out in Mexico. But 18 Trackhawk on Instagram said he got burned on Doge. How many of you got burned on Dogecoin? I'd love to know that because, I mean, Dogecoin is one that is definitely a shit coin. I know it's like one of the first ones that really got recognized. They actually have NASCARs with, what is it, a dog or something on their NASCAR? Like, all right, they're trying to legitimize a shit coin because they've got all this money to do it. But a lot of it, if you took and looked at the inside of these things, just like that one video you played, Stephen, it's smoke and mirrors, man. It's a distortion. That's all it is. Too much of it is not real, but yet we get caught up in it because one or two people that don't know much tell us, oh my God, you're missing out. You need to buy this. Oh, what do I got to buy? Have you even researched what you're going to buy? Literally, like how many of you, be honest with yourself. Like, honestly, how many of you have acted on buying a stock, an ETF, or something in crypto because a friend of yours told you, hey, you should buy this. Oh my God, it's amazing. Did you stop and actually do your due diligence? Did you stop and actually look, is this fundamentally a solid investment? Did you stop and actually assess, is this within my risk tolerance for my money and my family? No. You acted on FOMO, the fear of missing out, just like everybody did in 1929 before the Great Depression wiped them all out. They went from wealthy to zero. And that is going to happen to too many of you if you don't start paying the fuck attention to what's going on out there. The signs are everywhere. If you are too blind to see that there's a problem and something materially wrong with this, then get off of this. Why are you even here? Go live in your fantasy world because it's blue pill or red pill these days, folks. And you know what? I don't got time for people's broken mindsets. So get real with yourself. Don't get real with me and Stephen. We'll argue with you, but get real with yourself and realize that the day of reckoning, okay, it's in the Bible if you're religious, the day of reckoning is coming. I just can't tell you when. Some of you on here said 2022, and I would agree. The end of 2022, I think, is when it happens. But if the government plays this hocus pocus little puppeteering thing, it'll probably be 2023. But just understand, and many of you are like, oh, well, so I have time. No, you don't have time. Like, what are you going to play with fire? You're going to jump over the fire enough times until your ass gets burned? No, now is the time. You can keep playing, but do it like Steven. Play the short game. Play the game where you do something, you take the gains, and you just play with the house money. That's what you're doing, right, Steven?
Yep, exactly.
Play with house money. Any of you have ever been to the casino? How many people do you see that play with their equity in their house? How many people do you see that play with credit card money? That's a failing, losing proposition. And you know what? You might think, oh, that's only in Vegas and that's stupid people. That's every one of you that are playing in this investment world, because the stock market's at all-time highs, NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, all-time highs, real estate, all-time highs, crypto, for whatever you want to take of it, all-time highs. U.S. Treasury bonds, all-time lows. Inflation on the move up. You are in a complete vacuum right now. You're not going to beat it unless you learn the laws of wealth and learn how to move your money and learn how to do it like the wealthy do, because that's your only way out. It is the only way out. And unfortunately, that involves you ignoring FOMO. That involves you stop chasing these fictitious returns. And if you did make these fictitious returns, these unrealistic returns and all these Dogecoins and everything else, get your money out. Actually get it somewhere where it's tangible, where you can actually buy food, where you can buy ammunition, where you can stock up a couple rooms in your house so that your family will actually have food and water if things did go to hell in a handbag. I'm not doing that because I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just simply saying, like, maybe you are, and maybe that's what your money should be better spent doing. I don't know. But we all need to wake up and really start looking at what's going on out there, because the rosy colored glasses are only going to get you so far. All right, if you like that video, make sure you check out this video right now. And also, don't forget, subscribe to my channel, and don't ever forget to smash that alert button. We'll see you on the next one.